Leave the clamp here. I'll just take this guy off the phone. All right, so here we go. Make sure it's hanging okay. Put this guy here as magnet so he can stick on anything to hold. Okay, so what we did was we connected the blue remote start wire to here and make sure our gauge is on. Okay, see there, everything's gone. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna remote start this again. Now that we have independent kill switch ground that we didn't have before, as well as ignition ground, this might maybe do something a little different. So here we go, we're gonna unlock it. And then I'm gonna hit the remote start, here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, click, click. Oh well, we tried that one. Let's see here. Now the only thing I can think of is actually tapping the wires now for a hazard. Left and right, so they're both different. That's interesting. But this too is different too, is a kill switch, that's both. Okay, let's do this one. If I remove the kill switch, which is the yellow wire ground, that's removing the kill switch pretty much. Okay, so if I remove the kill switch, let's do it again. Unlock. 1, 2. See, it starts for a while. That's what the kill switch disabled. But again, that's something we had to manipulate on this end back here anyway. So I think maybe I'll give APM a call now. Maybe he's up for the challenge. This is probably the one that I'm considering that we have to manipulate quite often. He said something about the pink wire, maybe need to manipulate back to the orange wire. And then we can keep our existing ground. So let me give him a call and see what happens. Got done with a good, almost an hour conversation with APM. I really appreciate his time. He's so useful and helpful. He showed me some tips here. He actually was able to actually modify. I didn't realize that my remote alarm nor my battery, my manual start would not start until I actually had the brake lever held on. By the way, great news. Check this out. I broke the tie strap here. You can see here, I cut it because we had to test out, if the remote alarm will, trigger the brake lever to, hold down, because you have to hold down your brake lever in order to start your scooter. So I didn't realize it. So I cut it out. I want to show you guys this. Look at this. I cut it, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look how much compression it held from overnight. Look at that. All the air came out. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. It's actually even more than this guy here. Well, let me take out his little Medusa here. See that? Oh, it's not free. It's not a free testing if I don't clear it out for. Sorry, the alarm's. The allergy is still getting to me. Okay, look at that. See how much he squeezes in? And look at this guy here. Look at that. Almost a full inch plus of going down. And again, he's actually. I want to make sure I'm fair. Excuse me. This is set to 4. And this is set to 6. Okay, let's go and swing this back to 4 now. It's ready. Look at that. Almost an inch still. Unbelievable compression still. See that? So I'm really happy. This is what I wanted. This is really what I was after. A full inch of compression before you feel the compression on the brake caliper. So this is awesome. I could force it in some more, but there's no need to. Look at that. Look at that. I could do it fast. You can see there, I can't go more than an inch. So I'm really happy. Our bleeding brake is official. It's tight to where we want it to. It's not sloppy anymore. Thank goodness. Look at that. Oh man, I'm so happy. Now we found a way to actually keep the brake lever triggered on or constantly on. I know this look. This is what me and APM were working on. We tried several ways. We tried to get the pink wire alone to the skunk wire. To see if that will interrupt it, but we actually need the skunk wire to fully close and complete. Since I manipulate the pink wire to break the connection between the skunk wire and the gray wire here, I had to actually modify again to get the skunk wire complete with the pink wire. So this is what I did, was I kind of used my screwdriver and I kind of jerry rigged it in there. I probed the pink wire here, so it made a closed loop connection, just like APM was talking about. And then also APM made a really I thought it was pretty brilliant. He said the orange wire will actually probably give pulse to your brake wire, so you don't have to use your brake lever. So what I did was I took the orange wire from the alarm because it holds a constant. And then what I did was I poke it through here. So this is your brake switch here. It's like the orange and green one. So let me see if I can get that for you guys. See that right there? That wire right there is your orange and green wire. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this guy back a little bit so I can get some installation grip on him. See if I can do this. One hand here. Because I need to get his teeth to touch the metal, not the plastic. So there we go. A little bit harder now because he's on camera. You know how they are when they're on camera. They want to be a prima donna or something. So let me see if I could try to get this guy here. So I want to show you, the scooter won't start without the brake lever being triggered, or a remote start, right? So let's try to peel this. I knew I could peel him back. See, I could peel him back right here, but he won't. There we go. I just needs a little bit of that expose. There we go. I got held here, but I need the other hand to look at that. See, he comes in and protects his little slit pretty well. So let me go ahead and do this real quick here. Where's the camera holder? Oh, excuse me. Oh, allergy is coming back up. All right. But I just want to share with you this. So what we did was we brought the orange wire to one of the brake levers trigger, so we don't have to actually squeeze it. Because normally we have to keep our. But the only problem, I'll show you in the downfall a little bit. If I can get this guy in here. Yeah, I'll come in angle. Pull this guy back. Okay, I might need two hands to do this, guys, so bear with me here. Alright, so let me try to get this guy with two hands real quick. You guys can see from the top what I'm trying to do. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is peel this guy back while inserting this guy in there. Because I need to get contact. There we go. Alright, so that's all I was trying to do here with one hand, but unfortunately it took me too long and I didn't want to waste you guys' time anticipating. See that? I peeled it back. I just peeled this back right here so I can get him to clamp contact here on this green and yellow wire. And now it's going, I kind of jumped it a little bit because I need a little bit more length. I could have maybe did it this way too, but so I used the green wire as extension only. Now it's clamped to our orange wire. Now with that said, if you look at this, I don't have to hold the brake lever. However, the downfall of that is the orange wire, we found out it bursts the voltage of the battery, but for some reason it holds it constant. You can see there, the brake is just as bright if I was to hold the brake lever, even though none of the brake levers are tie strap anymore. And I'm really pleased, like I said again, this guy here, he is super tight. So he's definitely got a good brake on him. Okay, and he's not really bleeding a lot as far as I know. Okay, so now here we go. I'm gonna go and start the scooter. Hit the start button here. We took our ground switch off, which I could put it back on. I know it's got a bunch of wire work. Remember our ground here for our 3 switches are this yellow wire, so I'll put them back in. So you'll see the kill switch works and everything. Okay, so here we go. This is our kill switch. It won't turn on. Just go. See that? Now we could manipulate it. Anywhere out of this little dot here, our kill switch will work. See that? Scooter's running. Okay, now what we're gonna do here is 12.9 volts charging. I know I shouldn't be playing with the alarm at this low voltage. And also our RPM gauge is working too. Again, it's all to do with the wire harness. Now look, check this out. Normally, remember again, all we had to do was have our brake lever pushed back or whatever held on for us, but that's the purpose of using a remote alarm, right? I'm gonna unarm it. Here we go. I can even start it with this, but it's still, we're having the problem why it's not keeping the scooter running. But it'll start, right? 1, 2, 3. See that? Now again, we don't have to have the brake lever being pushed on like we did before, nor do we have to do a manual start, only because the orange wire sent a pulse somewhat to our brake controllers to let them know, hey, look, we're going to give you that burst of 12 volts you're asking for, so you can go ahead and start the scooter. But if we had it disconnected, here, I'll disconnect here because it was a pain in the butt to disconnect it from there. So let me go and disconnect it from here, break the wire connection. If you notice here, if I did, well, golly, these guys are tricky too, aren't they? Little tricky little critters. Okay, have to pull them all at the same time. Okay, so there we go, I'll disconnect it. I disconnect the orange wire now. Now you notice the scooter won't start remotely or manually without the brake lever being held. See, I can't start it. Okay, however, if I come over here, Okay, I hold the brake lever, unlock it. 1, 2, 3, start it. See that? Okay, same thing with this one here. If the orange wire was not in place, you know that? And now this is the kill switch is enabled, so for us it allows us to start the scooter. 1, 2, 3. See, it won't. But the minute I hold the brake lever, the little P right there you can see is flashing. See that? No problem. And the kill switch works too. Turn it on the off position. The only problem with us keeping the orange wire in place, it holds the brake lights constantly on even though we're not braking. So that's not going to work either. So that's how we found out so far what's going on. But in the meantime, you know, me and APM, we're still trying to figure out what the remote start is going to really do or not. I am mostly. But he's the one that's actually, you know, knowing what to do. I'm just trying to follow his lead. So hopefully he shares some more tidbit when he does have more time. But if not, then that's fine. I think we're just going to call it. We're probably going to run this other wire here to modify for our, what do you call that? Our, well, hazardous, right? We still manipulate to get hazardous. The hazard manipulating wire is probably the brown wire. So we can bring one brown wire. But where would it be though? That's the thing. If we can bring one brown wire somewhere here maybe. We can bring a brown and blue wire. I mean somewhere to the orange wire here when it actually had the hazard. That might work. So unfortunately this is soldered for the orange wire. The yellow wire for this one is soldered for ground. So we won't be able to use that for the ground. But let's see if we can manipulate this wire harness to actually get us our... So we might be able to tap into these existing yellow wire here that triggers from the alarm. See, remember these two yellow wires? So I don't know. I don't want to short them. So we bring them together. We can probably use it for the hazard switch. Just try to make the most of this switch here. We already modified for the kill switch and everything already. So this can be any on position here. So the last one would be our signal lights. I'd rather have this guy here at the far end than get this one here to be like our open kill switch. But since it's already been modified that way, we'll have to keep it that way. So let's see here. I mean, we'll try it. We'll try to see if we can get the alarm to flash, the relay. I think this is our relay somewhere here. Our relay wires. We can probably tap this relay wire here maybe. That's kind of tricky. So we can tap the relay wire. Because if you look at these two sets here, these blinker side sets here, there's a brown wire and then there's a blue wire. And I'm not sure. There's a brown wire and there's a blue wire here as well. And we already got the pink wire as our kill switch. So we could probably bring the blue wire and the brown wire. Are we using the brown wire and blue wire here? No, we're not. So we could bring the brown wire and blue wire to this same setup here. We might be able to manipulate it to actually get our hazard signal to work. That's a possibility right now. Let's try that. Let's do it. So let's see if I can do some jumping here. Okay, first of all, we got to take that guy out before I can manipulate that. Let me keep the keys in here so you kind of get an idea. We did pop one fuse, unfortunately, when we tried to put our gray wire incorrectly in the wrong slot. But other than that, everything else seems to be fine. Now we could put our gray wire back in there. It should be fine too. So before we do that, let's just go ahead and try to get our screwdriver here. We can do it now. I'll put the gray wire back into the slot where it's supposed to be in the harness. The only thing we're taking out to make sure our remote start work is the orange wire. And it's unfortunate though. So the orange wire is the only thing that's keeping us abroad. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna take this sucker out. Alright, so there, we're gonna put this gray wire back in here. I want to make sure it follows the same little path. Gray wire is always been in this corner here. They break the skunk wire in the middle. Alright, so we got that there. We're leaving this guy's wire here off. Now he will also, there we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the brake lever and I can start my scooter. I have to hold down this brake lever. Well, hold down the brake lever like this. Okay, and then I'm going to start my scooter manually first. The kill switch is in on position. Look at that. After pushing this guy here, he's so much tighter. I can't go back to this guy. And now he seems more soggier, which is fine. Alright, so here we go. I didn't think that guy can make this guy look bad, because usually the rear normally stays soggier than the front, but we managed to do a great job so far. So here, I don't want to boost myself not knowing yet. Alright, so here we go. Let go of the brake lever. Kill switch is on, or turn it off now. See, that works. Without the brake lever, kill switch is on. See, still nothing. Oh, it's weird. When you push this, like the brake, maybe it's reminding us to push the brake lever or whatever. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so let's go and do this. Hold on. Now the kill switch is off, disabled, the bike to start, even though I hold down the brake lever. Push the button. See that? Just chokes, right? Kill switch is on, hold down the brake lever. Or not hold down the brake lever, just start, nothing. Hold down the brake lever, start. There we go. So everything's working. Let's see the remote start now. Remote start, same situation. Okay, if I don't hold down the brake lever, you'll see the flashing, hear the little noise clicking. Nothing happens, right? Environment. Hold down the brake lever. And then hit the remote start. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Is the kill switch on? Maybe the kill switch, yeah, the kill switch is, oh, the kill switch is off. So it's actually doing it, okay. The kill switch is off. Now kill switch is on, meaning enabling the scooter start, okay? Now let's see this, unarm. Push this button, nothing. Hold down the brake lever. 1, 2. Alright, so let's see, we can start manually. Sometime I have to start manually. Oh, see if our wires crisscross or anyway. Okay, most start wires in there, shoved in there still, the blue wire. Okay, let's go in, hold the brake lever, push the start button. Something pop. Oh, the key has to be on position. Alright, so there we go. Push the start button, there we go. Starting. Okay, now I'm going to take the key out, leave the kill switch on. I still have to have someone hold the brake lever, so I'm going to hold the brake lever. Hit the on button. Here we go. 1, 2. Alright, so the remote start still not working. Maybe it's not shoved in. No, I think it is shoved in enough. There, it's lightly. Our orange wire is out. Our gray wire and the other one's back into where it should have been. But for some reason, I think maybe when we actually, let's take out the kill switch, period. Let's take out the ground wire to the kill switch on our controller. Alright, the ground wire is off. Make sure it's not touching ground or anything. Got a lot of metal areas. Okay, so there's no more ground wire kill switch, so kill switch is not going to be active. But I will hold down the brake lever. 1, 2. Nothing. But I can start it without worrying about the kill switch being on or off. On the controllers anyway. So there goes, I'll put the kill switch in the off position, meaning, you know, it's disabled, but it still allows me to start because the kill switch is no longer grounded. See that? So it doesn't really matter. Okay, so our remote start is still not working. Only thing I could think of we did differently was, well, the orange wire is off of it already, so I don't know why. Now, if I modify this to have the pink wire flip the other way, it would create some problem there. Let's see. So it's properly jointed back already, the skunk wire. I know we're still troubleshooting the remote start, right? Let's see here. Did I miss something? Arm it. I mean, disarm it. Okay, let's hold the brake lever. 1, 2. Okay, it worked again. It works there again, so we didn't do nothing wrong. So the remote start still has the issue of it not continuing to carry over, unfortunately. So we'll leave it at that. Again, let's go ahead and manipulate the wires and get the hazard signal working properly. Hopefully we can do it. I think we can. There's no reason why we can't. We just have to tap the wires that are necessary to make it work. Unfortunately, the wires that we're needing to tap, it's all in this harness here. So I'll probably need some assistance of some paper clips and probing. So if I'm not mistaken, see these orange yellow wires that alarm is using? We're gonna go ahead and take those guys same, because it has a orange and it has a blue wire, right? Other than that, we can take it from this source here, but there's no opening side, I guess, because we put sealant on it, thank goodness. For us, huh? We put sealant on it. Let's see. There's one for the left and there's one for the right. So let's see how we're gonna, I wish these guys had a little built-in probe, but in the meantime, let's go and take this guy off. Now that we got our little power tool here, let's go and take this harness guy off here, Rico. He was the only last one he's needed is this brown wire. That's the only one that hasn't been coming off yet. So it's coming off next. So this is gonna be for, sorry, this is gonna be for our hazard now. If this is correct, let's find out. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if I can maybe shove this guy in here. If I can shove him to one of the blue wires, let's see what happens. I know you shouldn't be doing this, shoving things around, but let's see if I can. So I'm going to shove this guy in here. Now he's a metal okay. I think he's inserted. He's starting to one of the blue wires, okay? So there he is. I'm going to take this. I could get a color code for you. Okay, I'm just going to use, let me find out one that's a little bit more reference to this. Okay, I'm just going to use yellow, okay? I'm going to go ahead and hold the yellow here. Clamp them down. I can clamp them near here. Might be a little bit more better clamping surface. Most the same. This might have a little bit more teeth grid. Okay, so here it goes. Now I'm going to take this and put it into our brown wire. So let's see, where is our brown wire that we pulled out from our controller. Alright, so let's see what happens. Okay, so let's say that, did we put back our ground wire for a kill switch? Let's even put back our ground wire for a kill switch. That's getting messy here. Kind of follow me, you know where I'm doing here. Don't worry about the remote start blue wire alarm. It's just there right now. We probably would wire it there, but we'll find out. We're gonna. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, we want to see if it controls. First of all, it's kind of nice. I don't want it to scrape or anything, but gotta have it hold in its place. Okay, so we're gonna start like we were. Look at that. Well, that constantly comes on. I'm not sure because that's the brown wire doing it. See that? That right there is constantly coming on. See right there? And the brake light's constantly coming on. That's like our emergency, I guess. Should have been on like that? I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and turn it off. Oh, actually, it's not even in the on position here. So that was actually in the kill switch position. Let's see what happens. Oh, look. We manipulate one of the wires, though. Left and right. So there we go. See what happens to this one. Okay, so it's over here. See what happens when the scooter's in the on position. Okay, let's go and fire it up. Okay, we gotta take it off from the kill switch because the kill switch is working also. It won't let us start, so I'll leave it all the way far as right here. This is the kill switch, so let's see, it'll start. See that? It's just running. Then we turn this guy on, away from this guy. You see that little light there? I'm not sure. A little short. Okay. It's a little gauge here. Gotta shake it a little bit, unfortunately. Alright, so the kill switch is on now. I'm gonna hit the start button. Okay, I don't see the lights doing anything for us. The brake lights is normal. It's not bright. You can see see this is not bright. So when you push the brake lever, this is how bright it gets. See that? Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this guy on to the other on position. Nothing happening to him. Okay, the kill switch is working, it's doing its job. So that's still not really doing much for us there. So let's see if we could take this guy here. Let's turn out the key first because our battery's dying. Okay, so we probe the brown wire. Now let's take the brown wire to the other one, the other yellow wire of the alarm, because it seems like it takes two of them to really trigger this guy. So let's do this. I've been using this guy as a prober. See? Oh, we did take him to the blue wire. Now let's take him to the, what's this? What color wire is this one? Yellow? Alright, let's take him to this one here. Okay, let's see how he acts on that guy. Okay, let's turn it into the on position. This is the same brown wire. I don't see any controllers yet. Nothing's happening. Take it off from the kill switch so we can start. Push the brake lever manually with my hand here. Kill switch is working. And our hazard's not yet. Okay, now we're going to switch this up a little bit. We're going to modify this for the blue wire. Okay, let me go ahead and bring this blue wire here. Okay, so this blue wire now is going to be our initial switch. Okay, so here we go. It's in the on position. Hold the brake lever. This just turns it off, which the kill switch always works. Let's see. All right. So we got to figure out the hazard, yes. I think it might be an intermittent issue still with this one. Because you can see here our key is in on position and our dashboard. It's actually working, but gauge cluster is not working because it's shortening a little bit here and there. Well, let's see if we can start the scooter. Hold down the brake lever here on this side. See our RPM gauge is working. Okay, RPM gauge is not working because again it's like a variable a bit short here on these wires here. We gotta get a solid connection to it. So might be a load issue, whatever that means, right? Alright, so let's go and take this guy off. And we're going to do our best just to clean up this wire work here. See why it's not, you know, acting properly due to vibration. But we're more than likely going to keep everything set up the way it is. So we're probably not going to manipulate this to get the controller wires yet, but we will manipulate this to get our ground wire working there. So this is probably the setup we're going to have. These two wires here, we're probably going to just kind of put them in the wire harness still to keep them there, just in case we need them again. I think I have a picture of where they went before, so I'll look into where these wires originally came to before. We'll plug them in the same slot just to hold them there. However, these wires will be considered our new wire setup here for these guys here. So, unfortunately, we couldn't get the blue wire to be modified, even though there's two ground wires. So that's it. That's how we're going to do it to manipulate our switch for right now. So this is our connection. We're kind of keep it there. We'll take off this little pink wire, or I mean this well, orange wire tester tube. That one's good. We just want to get stabilize our RPM gauge and everything like that. So that's it. That's going to be pretty much what we're going to do. I guess we'll keep it protected here. We'll just kind of route in a way where it doesn't interfere with our housing. So we'll put these guys back in here or something like that. So let me go and look at the pictures and find out where they went, and I will be back. Pretty much we'll get the wire harness on this guy. Well, let's get this guy done here. So that's it. He's going to go into a wire harness now. Here he is. This is the wire harness. So we're going to probe him in there. It's going to be permanent now. It's going to be given. Let's just make sure we don't cross any wires over. Green. Yeah, this guy looks like. So the green and orange wire. These two are green, so it doesn't matter which ground they get. So these guys will be fine here. Let's probe them like this. Again, it doesn't really matter where they get. Make sure we lift these guys up a little bit more before we finally insert them. So these are just ground wires, not a big deal. I mean, they're a big deal, but not a big deal as far as where they go. They're both going to get ground. Sorry. Just lifting them up now. Yeah, so these are just ground wires here. We're going to put through, they're going to parallel to this guy here. So this will be our new switch setup. We couldn't get the hazard one. I'm sure we'll figure it out later with the remote start. Okay, let's just kind of put them in a little consecutive order here. How would this guy go? Okay. So this guy goes in the bottom. Oh, they go this way. There we go. See that? Once inserted, it just makes a little clicking noise. It means it's popped in. See that? It hicks on. That's why we stretch these guys open so they easily pop in like that. Say the next one. Same thing. These are just two ground wires really. Okay, these guys here are important. They need to make sure they're going exactly where they need to go. Okay, we can take this gun out first. Stretch him out. Flex him up a little bit, just a little bit. Don't need to go crazy. Let's put him in the slots. When he comes in, he'll start making a little pop noise. There you go. He's in, not latching back. So this one is a great way of testing it out without having to put it in the harness and then configuring it later, taking things in and out. Okay. There we go. Getting crazy now on me. It's the last one. Just want to make sure it's like cross referencing anything. I think it's fine. Yeah, it should be okay. Let's see if I can do it better though, but could this come around from the other side like this? Then we could have this guy near over there. We could. I'm always trying to improve. This seems like it's crisscrossing a little bit, so let me see if I can manipulate the ground wires back out. Take them out. There we go. Take the ground wires back out because I think they're crisscrossing. Okay, so let's go and poke them back up. All right, so here we go. They're just ground wires though. Alright, so let's see if we can. Actually, you know what? They're probably better. They were the way they were. There you go. He can come around like this way. I'm not sure, but he seems like he's still crisscrossing. Oh well. If that's the best we could do for him, then that's it. Let's poke him back in. We tried. We thought we can uncrisscross him, but you look at the green wire. He's just always on the top. He just wants to hang out on the top. So we'll bring him from this side. Maybe that'll help. There we go. Snap. Alright, so perfect connection now to our new one. Now this guy here, we're going to give him his old harness back. And let's go and plug this guy in here. We can plug him from underneath at the bottom, whichever works best for us. Let's see how this will wire. The switch will come from underneath here. So more than likely we just go over the top. Over top like this. We might want to solder maybe. Solder the blue wire. We can solder it from the male connector side here or the female connector side. Let's see which side we want to do it. So we're going to do the blue wire. We have to snap them now, and that will give us our blue wire setup. So let's see how we can best do the blue wire. All right. The blue wire probably can go in with the orange and red wire somehow. So it might be able to squeeze them in there or something. We could do it to the female side, which probably looks cleaner. Or we could do it from the male side. I think the female side probably looks cleaner, right? The blue wire and the alarm. See if we can get enough slack for where he needs to ride and be. I think there should be fine enough slack for him there. Yeah, it should be fine. We could pull a little bit more. Just to make sure he has enough slack from within here as well. Make sure he has like a little loop. So we gave him a little loop right here. So we can snap him like right there. And then sort of solder him. Okay, so let's cut him out. This is it. This is our first snap of our new flexible wire here, our blue wire tap. There we go. Let's go ahead and probe that lead out. Put the keys in there, keep them in there for a second. Okay, where's our little tool there that we've been using to pick out all the wires? When in doubt, just check my pockets, right? No, it's not in there no more. Okay, let's turn this off. Well, there it goes. I was gonna say I had them last. Okay, let's go and pull out the yellow wire, which shouldn't be hard to do. Put this guy here. Easier to do when I have both hands on it. Cool. You just poke it through here, which is kind of neat. This thing is amazing for that. Okay, I might get it out so I can pull. Oh, not yet. There we go. Ta-da! Alright, so we'll probably maybe hit it with some solder or something to help it stay in here or something like that. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and spice this wire up. Warm up our solder again. Nice. A lot of threads too, by the way. Too bad I can't really open this guy up and clamp him in there, huh? Maybe I can. I don't know, but I just don't want to ruin the effectiveness of this guy here. I think because he still needs to slide in, right? The only thing that's really holding him back is this guy here, so I want to make sure. So we're going to try to solder this guy here. These two are here, so I'll do is alligator clip them. Keep them together while we solder. I don't consider this a helping hand, but it beats not having it clipped together because it's harder to solder. Okay, so we're gonna go and try to solder this guy like right on there. Maybe I can't open this guy up. Let's see. If I can open him up, might help us. See how hard they are to open up first. Not bad. Look like I could probably open them up a little bit. It's kind of digged in there now. There we go. Gotta get the other side too then. Maybe I can just get one side at least. Thank goodness for this flathead screwdriver. It's quite amazing. Alright, so let's see if I can clamp even those pliers. It's not pretty, that's for sure. Alright, so the idea is to get a whole bunch of solder on him. So let's do that. Okay, so at least he's held him in place. And we'll head with the solder now. Hopefully the solder will be hot enough to melt through him. Alright, so we're warming up the solder. Warming up the solder. Maybe I'll start cleaning up a little bit. Solder's being plugged in. What we're going to do is we're going to try to solder that guy right there on there. Then we can squeeze him back in. Okay, I think our solder is hot now, so let's go and get started. Let's get the solder thing here. Okay, here we go. Might get a little bit of resolution than this. There we go. Sorry, the sun's shining. It's too much sunshine. There we go. We gotta go dark now just to see it. All right. So it's got a nice little holder there, so it's kind of maybe easy for us now to tint the solder. Oh God, I gotta be careful with my throttle cable here. Back here, let me try to move the throttle cable out of the way. Okay, so here we go. What we're gonna try to do is heat this guy up here in the very bottom. Hopefully it gets hot enough where it melts. Gotta get a few threads in there. Try to tint the solder a little bit better. Don't want the cold solder effect. So I'm gonna do my best here. My clothes prop take your line away. Clothes prop I die. We tie throw my your time yop mine. We tie with prop tie clothes how your mouth time yop mine. I know it's pretty ugly, right? So I gotta get a little firmer grip on them. Nope, I'll vô tầng off the wing.
Oh! Close your paper beer. Close the center beer.
Hả?
We vô the wing.
Nè, vô key ấy tầng off. Bao giờ prap nhom.
Cái nào key à?
Vô ấy tục cô tạ đấy, ai會tục khơi người tàu.
Có ai bị ai vô the wing đừng sao ai cái vô wing tục the lan mấy chừng.
Mình tục lan đấy nhưng prap ai vô lan vô tàu.
Close thái tục lan đi tục cái đá đi. Close nè.
Với lại can cái đá, so bỏ khơi ai máu về ai cái đá hết.
Vì thái chăng ấy?
Tôi nhầm thả chậm. Tục cái đá thế ấy. Bây giờ mình sai phong nào với mau wing tàu, wing đâu thì chết đi ta.
Cái thao ở môi năng tục cái đá hay sao? Close tục nhà từ cái mình, nhà từ company mình.
Nhà từ company ấy.
Nhà company cái lan nữa.
Bộ mình tự tông thì mình khi ai với vô tàu wing tàu.
Vô tàu wing nhỉ mày?
Với score kia.
Okay.
Với nó chết năng, với thà bảo trâu mau với mau wing.
Hello, anh call bia tao đi dùng ai với.
There you go. Sorry about that. We're arguing with the fact they had a maintenance issue with one of the cars and it needs to be dealt with the paperwork. I just didn't want to be responsible for it. So I told him, you know, bring the car back when you know, have the registered owner here. Because there's no point of me holding on to the paperwork or signing on his behalf. Here's my brother. He's got that issue with that electric car then. It only goes about 100 miles and then for some reason their maintenance lights comes on. All right, sorry about that. You guys probably, I'm not sure how far we caught. And then, anyway, I got soldered in there, the blue wire. So now it's time to go ahead and put him in there. I got to lift this guy up, his lip. You guys can see there. He's ready to go back in now. So, oh. Gotta go forward more or what? That's the case when I need help with a little needle nose. I think it's locked now. Finally. Alright, cool. Alright, so now our blue wire is permanently connected as well to our little pink wire there. And then we can put our little cluster here. And now we're going to figure out what this one is again from it was. So this guy can go into here. Make sure he's not bent in any way. There we go. Now we're going to test it out to make sure our switch and our alarm and everything. Okay, we turn this on. We're going to squeeze the brake lever. I have it here. Hit the. Now this is our kill switches. This is a kill switch. Won't turn it on, but see that? Now we just take one notch. Perfect. Kill switch. Bingo. All right, so there it goes. Our kill switch and our alarm setup wiring is done. And these two wires, unfortunately, we won't want them to short each other ever. So we're going to put them in the same wire harness here. So let's find that wire harness. Where? I have no idea yet. So let me find out where its original harness went from this guy here. So let me go ahead and disconnect. Alright, so turn this off. I'll have to look at the old pictures here. Alright, that was fast. I found it. So the brown ones was on top and the blue ones were on the bottom of him. So it'll be like this way, like this. So let's go and straighten these guys out. And we'll keep this harness here if we ever need to switch back or manipulate it. Let's go and extract these guys out a little bit. Okay, very cool. There we go. This one goes to the second level here. This will protect it from shortening, really. That's all we're having it for, but we're just going to keep it loose. So this is it. This is pretty much our wire. We couldn't get the hazard signal to work, but we got our kill switch to be modified. So let's do this again. Okay, squeeze the alarm, or squeeze the brake, I'm sorry. There it goes, our brake lights up. Okay, our kill switch is in the disable position, meaning it's not gonna let the scooter start, it's just gonna go, see that? Now we'll flip it to 1. Just 1, it doesn't really matter. We can go all the way twice too. There you go. Now we turn on our kill switch. Okay, so now we can even go all the way to the third one, it still works. Hold on the brake lever still. Squeeze this. See that? We're good. Kill switch is off. So our switch is constant now. And in fact, our remote alarm should be constant too now. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and try to do this here with the remote now. Alright, so let's see here. Not that much battery juice left. That wasn't too hard to manipulate. Okay, we'll turn our kill switch on, just in case. Okay, take this out. Okay, we're going to push this button right here. Oh, well, we have to be near the brake lever, Ken. The orange wire is not here to help us anymore. because he held a constant. So let me go ahead and, oh, I got to hook my battery bank first. Everything's just going loosey-goosey on us. Okay, let me go ahead, hang this guy here for a second. Alright, so here we go. We're going to test our remote start to see if it still works. Okay, the key's off the ignition. Hold down. Our kill switch, I believe, it's in the on position. Yeah, as long as it's away from that little circle part, we're good. Okay, so now here we go. We're going to hold down the brake lever. Unlock it, of course. Look at that. But it just dies prematurely, unfortunately. So yeah, everything's wired accordingly. We just have to manipulate our blue wire. Not manipulate our blue wire, but find out. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to troubleshoot our gauge cluster and making sure that doesn't create more intermittent plugging before we pretty much lock everything else in the front here. So let's do that. See, why is the deal with these guys here? We kind of wired it neatly. So the orange wire is left kind of hanging out here. I don't want him short anything, so what I'll do is I'll take him and I'll kind of face him inside here or something like that, so that way he doesn't short anything. I can't put him back. Well, actually, you know what? I could manipulate him. I could put him back in a slot where it doesn't have a pin. You remember there's one slot that doesn't have a pin? We'll just use the orange wire in that holder right there. Watch, I'll show you guys. Give me a second here. One thing good about him, he serves a purpose. So you see that one right there? Doesn't have a pinhole. It doesn't have anything, right? So what we'll do is we'll put our orange wire that's not used in that little pinhole here. So when it clamps, it won't interfere with any kind of connection at all. So it's for my, like you can say, is our parking spot, our empty parking spot for the orange wire for right now. That way he's not just out and about. So orange wire is really not plugged in anything. All right, so let me make sure, open his gap too to make sure he can lock himself in that little parking spot. So this is it. We're doing the final wrap around. Okay. He's going to the empty parking spot right here. That's really going into no pin at all. You can see there's no pin in there. He's going in there like this. So you can see here he's going to the middle section on the top. Our direction right now currently. So let's put him in. I believe they go in this way. I might be wrong. Yeah, they're going this way. So that's good, we found him a spot. It's better to have him have a spot than not have a spot. Alright, so there we go. We got, oh, you can see that we need to correct that guy. Alright, there we go. Alright, so the orange spot is not, the orange wire is not connected to anything right now. So we'll leave this kind of wire setup alone. Now, however, we're going to have to move this around where we feel it's going to give us a problem. We're going to tighten the odometer reading as well while we have it open like this. So we're almost getting ready. Now we got to actually change this little adapter here, which you guys can barely see. Hoping that this new adapter will actually do the trick. So I'm going to try to probe him out. So let's do it. We're going to do it in a nice fashion here. We'll use a flathead. And so far, because he's not really hooking onto our, what do you call it? He's really not hooking onto our ignition base. This little plastic here, which he should have. Let's see if we can do him better with the small one first, and then we'll work the big one. Kind of wedge him in there. Wow, don't want to ruin him. It's got a good strong super glue in there. That's probably the difference from the last one we did. Oh, look at that. Alright, don't want to damage this guy. Then we'll go after him with the big one. Once we get our teeth in there. There we go. Nice. Coming easy. Oh wow. Look at that. Nasty. Oh. See that? We tried so many ways to get him in there. We finally got him in there. Now we're gonna pop him out. Sad. Alright, there we go. Nice. See that? All that gunk of super glue? We tried. Alright, let's see what the new one looks like compared to this original one. Let's see here. Let me get this charger back on, or else we're not going to have charge. I know it's a mess. It's an organized mess. Here we go. See that? See that? This thing right here is not broken, so it allows to hook. So what we're going to do is kind of put it in there and we're going to hook it. It's going to split this guy open a little bit like this. So split him open until we get him to the hook. So this little teeth here gets into the hook, and then it's going to lock in right there. So, but first of all, we got to know where our position is. I believe it's this way. This way, like this right here. Okay, so we're going to squeeze it in there. Oh wow, look at all that nasty super glue. I would take some sandpaper, maybe go through it or something. I don't know. You think we should? Take a little bit of sandpaper, clean it up a little bit. It's gonna fall. Yeah, we could probably do that. Get a little bit of sandpaper. Let's do that. That will be a little bit more smoother edge, right? Sandpaper should be somewhere. There we go. Put this old one for a second. Alright, so we're ready to put everything back together almost. I'm excited. Let's check our brake bleeding now. Let's see. See if he's soaked all the way yet. No, he hasn't, so that's a good sign there. So it might not be enough there for the reserve. Look at that. Oh, he's dry. Look at that. Sorry. There you go. See that? He's dry. So really no have to worry about brake fluid here. So let's put the cap on him back. We'll call it, and we're really happy with the results. How tight it is. So this brake bleeder bolt is a genius idea here. You guys ever replace your brake bleeder bolt, get some of these ones. I'm not sure you really need the valve check, but I guess it somewhat helped. But I was really surprised, so let's do this again. Look at that. Still have a good inch of clearance. You feel this, right? Look at that. Look how much clearance that is. And that is actually on number 4. And then you come back to this guy here, and you almost, this makes this guy looks really squishy. But that guy was actually better than this guy at one point. So when we breathe him next time, we got the other bolt set up. We'll use it for that one. So I'm really happy with the results of our brake bleeding. Again, before we start the engine further, we're going to tap the oil and everything like that. But like right now, let's go and focus on getting this guy in here. Let's get our little bits of, what do you call that? I thought I had it. Here we go, a little sheet here. Kind of, I don't know, it's hard to do it this way, but we'll do it. We'll do our best, see what we can come up with. Then we'll vacuum it out, I guess. Nasty stuff. Get kegs in there. But nothing we can't get out with a little bit of sandpaper and a little bit of elbow grease. Uh-oh. See, that's why I was afraid of sandpaper. These things are really light. Look how they just create this little scar mark right there. Alright, that's enough sanding then. We don't want that effect. See that? That's not what we wanted. Scratches so easily, this plastic. Well, I'll take a vacuum and get through all that guy in a little bit. Alright, let's go and get a little cloth here. We're not going to put any adhesive or anything like that, but we just want to make sure we clear off from all the dirt. Because look at those scratches here. Just makes the scooter look used, which is not correct, right? All right, so here we go. Push. See that? You see I'm lifting this guy up with it. Okay, now he's not gonna go over in completely. This is where we have to make sure it gets over that little hump there for initial. And then we're gonna, it's just weird how to put it on. Is actually, you have to almost get that over that hump. And there's no way of manipulating, unfortunately. First of all, you gotta open that gap up yourself. See, and then you gotta get over the bottom hump too as well. This is a little bottom hump fixture. So what you're gonna do is get your flathead again. This little flathead there. You're gonna lift up on this plastic and get over that hump. So let's see if I can do this while holding the camera at the same time. There we go. How's that? How's that for a hump for you? All right, so now it's over the hump. Now we can twist it, sort of. Twist it toward our right or left. Now we can't twist it from the inside, it's harder, so I have to twist it from, I can't twist it from the outside, I meant to say. There it goes. It's not there yet, so I got to twist it around. So let me see if I can hold this steady here. You guys can see it while I twist it. See if I can put it here. Who knows? Who knows where it allows me to hang out? Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is it's over the hump, which is good for me. If I need to twist it, there we go. So I'm gonna twist it counterclockwise. I'm using this guy here as leverage. Move him up, move him down. It's not over yet. Where is he? Might be over already. Might not know it. Yeah, I think he is over. It's just going as far as he can go. Alright, so he's not going to back out, that's for sure. Good. So we got him. I think we got him. We just don't want him to pop out. That wasn't hard to change, huh? Look at that. Much more cleaner. He's more out in the front surface. So it actually resembles exactly. This is where we start off with. This is our kill switch. I mean, this is our on position. This is our lock position here. Which then you can probably push and take your key out, supposedly. Oh, you might have to turn this steering wheel to the left, I believe. Yeah. There you go, see? You can take your key out. Only when you turn your steering wheel far out. So that wasn't hard to change. There we go. He's in the on position. It tells us right there. We never had that before because this guy was so faded. And we broke off his locking thing. That's why he pulled forward. You can see the only thing that brings him to lock is pretty much how he hooks on and catches onto this guy right here. That's it right there. So he catches on. Now there's a little hook there for him to catch on. And then there's a little rest button here. So there's all kinds of little hooks in here and there for him. The bottom one I think is kind of latched onto, maybe. If not, we can make sure that we'll just pull it forward a little bit. Put the pressure off of this one so it just has straight. No, but that's probably latched on already, so that's good to go. All right, so I think we're almost done in this sector here. We just gotta see why the intermittent issue with these guys, unfortunately. We could just put a little bit more dielectric grease, but the way our dielectric grease is coming out, I'm not even happy to use it. So let me go and put this key guy slot in back in there. Looks how cool he is. He's got his little icon now going on. All right, so that one's done. So it's time. Okay. Oh, we gotta get this guy's boot on there too. Did we get him boot on there? Oh no, we gotta get this guy's boot on there first before we put the main boot on there. It's a boot within a boot. All right, let's go ahead and get this boot guy on. All right, let's bring this guy's boot on there. You can see there. He has a boot, the other guy has a boot. So we're gonna wiggle his boot first on there. Amazing. This is the ignition harness. Okay, his boot's on there now. It's secure. Alright, before I do this one, let me just go and twist this forward. Maybe this will help me a little bit. I didn't want to use a vice grip, but I need a little bit more hand muscle in that corner there. It's gonna go righty-tighty. This is not gonna grip so much well. You don't want to do a hard grip or anything like that, but just enough there for it to sort of replace your finger, sort of. There we go. That. Giving it a good tight, righty-tighty. We'll have to do the same thing when we take it off. We'll probably have to use one of these guys. Okay, that's good enough. Alright, so there we go. That way it won't just pull out on its own. Alright, so the wire harness is there. Let's go ahead and get this guy up right here. We gotta secure these wires. These are what's creating the intermittent trouble. Look like he has a little flooded side on the boot. So let's get this little flooded side off. Okay, there we go. The flood side's off now. Alright, let's go and put him back in here. Alright. Alright, so now it's back to being a nice bouquet. And our orange wire is no longer used in here. So this looks clean. This looks good. This looks good. Okay, our final test is to make sure our gauge cluster still works with the whole configuration here. Even though we're going to move this a couple more times before we... But we want to make sure if it's stationed like this, he shouldn't have any problems. His bouquet wire should be ideal for him, where he's not going to be resting there. Okay, let's go and find out if our gauge cluster. Oh man, see that? Our gauge cluster is not even coming on for us, or the battery's dead. Let's find out. We're gonna hit the start button. I don't think so. It's 12.8 volts still. So see that? We gotta shake the gauge cluster on. So look at that. It's so intermittent there. And I shook it until it's working now. It's constantly. But I really want to make sure it stays working. Okay, our RPM is working. Because the minute we close this up, I won't be able to go in there and reach it, and I have to take a whole front panel off. So you can see here our throttle. It's set to about maybe, this looks like about 1400 RPM. I'm gonna rev it. See that? 2000 RPM. Alright. Alright, let's just make sure it still works from time to time. On position. I really like the fact that we have this thing working now. Just regret doing that little sandpaper deal again. You can see it with the, yeah, and then this guy right here. Yep, things we messed up on that I wish we didn't. Alright, so let's go and put the two screws. I believe we can put the two screws here now. They're not going to interfere with anything. As well as the bottom screws here as well. I think we're done with the whole wire harness on top. I think we're not meaning to mess with those guys anymore. So let's go and bring our screws, shall we? These, I believe they take these fatty ones. Alright, am I right? I believe they do. I believe they take the fatty ones. That one, the fatty one too. And I believe the Rokas are still on there, so we're good. That's the only reason why it held me back from starting the thing was because this guy here, I need to put him in first. I need to bring him forward. So what? Now that he's already done, we can go ahead and rest assured. And we can go ahead and put all our panels and stuff on there. I'm excited. So it's perfect timing too, because we got to get our electric car back in there. He's been parked out there, you can see. They probably brought him back for service. He's the one that we're dealing with the car dealership. Well, you know, had the little maintenance light on there. We haven't got the car for less than a week and a half. So it's kind of a bad sign, you would say, right? But my brother, he's persistent on keeping it, so they said they'll need to bring it back for service once they put that add-on warranty. That's basically verbal agreement. No written there. So if he signs off on it, they'll have a piece of paper saying he acknowledged the fact that it has maintenance issue. So they're pretty much probably gonna lie, who knows. That's what I hate about used cars, guys, sometimes. If you are one, I apologize, but never had a good experience with, not just used cars, with car dealership, period. The sales, I mean, salespeople are just salespeople. They'll promise you everything, they'll say everything. And then what you really get is a lemon. You know, if it works, great. If it doesn't work, then, yeah. So that's the whole industry for you. It's kind of spun off. Nice. So this guy's ready to be put in. I believe we put him in like this way, right? I believe so. So I think we're fine. We're fine to start mounting him in. It's right here. I could check to make sure it goes in first. Make sure it has also the, not gonna tighten them in yet. Just wanna make sure I put all of them first. This side especially too. Reach down there and make sure he's, yep, he's went into his little metal. Did he have a metal one? Or did it fell off? I think this one fell off. Darn it. Yeah, this one fell off. That's okay, I can reach down underneath and actually put him in there. Let's see if the other guy fell off. No, this guy still has it, so I'm gonna put him in there where I can. The other guy still has it, so I'll swing over there. So this guy's fine, he has his metal on. There we go. Don't want to tighten yet. So let's bring one to him then. Fell off, it might, maybe it fell off where I can see it, it'd be great, but shouldn't be too hard to clamp a new one on him for him. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is you can see me, I'm going underneath here. I'm gonna try to clamp a new one for him. He's just straight up and down. Have leverage there. There you go, look, got him in, easy. See a little bit of metal exposed showing. I moved the brake cable a little bit, right? Oh, and then you got the other thing blocking you. See that? I got the metal one in. So you can see a little bit of metal coming. So that's good. That one's ready. So I'll make sure they all have the little metal rivet. I don't think I forgot anything else on top here. I think we're good. The only thing that scares me again is that little switch there and the thing has intermittent. Can't go any further. See which way is the best way I can screw that Phillips. There we go. I think this is probably the best way. Turn the steering wheel column the other way. You guys can sort of see it between the beams there. There you go, see. Turn it, make sure I hold, make sure he's in there. Yeah, he is. Nice. Okay, not tightening yet, we got one more to go. One more to fit it in, and then we can leave it. Nope, it's getting tight now. break through that beam of his. All right, now we can go and straighten these guys up to give it the perfect cross. This is good. This can go a little bit, one more turn. This is good. Kind of keep the cross like this, parallel. Okay, this guy too here. A third one to the bottom there. The camera's unfortunately is tilted toward this side more, so you probably won't see it. Sorry. Really. There. He's somewhere right here. He's blocked by this guy here. You can see him right there. I can actually drive him straight here. So he's fine with me. Maybe tilt him a little bit this way so I can get more freedom. There we go, almost. There we go. A little bit more, one more turn. I think that's about right. Okay, now it's time for these guys to get tightened down. So, at this angle, you guys can see the bolt clearly, but I won't be able to get to that last third bolt here yet. But you guys can see. Oh, now you guys can see really clearly. Alright, so get these guys here tightened. Just make sure they don't strip, but make sure they go one more down. There we go. Bring up one more. There we go. And then the last one here and the very third one, I'll have to sort of modify this guy to be able to get to him. I think it's probably better to modify him the other way. You guys can still see it though, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna put my finger on the bottom here just to support the plastic. You don't want to put pressure on the plastic. Just really trying to tighten these guys in. Okay. I think it looks perfect. All right, we got it done. So there we go, we got the front secured. We're not gonna actually bolt the holes yet. I'm still debating on whether we should try to connect the blinker lights or not. And since those guys are blinker lights, we could try it out. We'll have to tap the existing wire. So if we do that, we have to do it now, because if we're gonna tap these side wires here, we need to tap them now. I think they shouldn't be too hard to tap. And then they're gonna be mounted here in this position. So they're gonna come through this little hole here, come out, and they're gonna split to tapping our signal wires here. So that should be pretty easy. So let's check it out. Let's bring our little license plate guy in. Where are you? I thought I brought, oh, here he is. Okay. But where is the wires though? We need to get the wires now. Here is these guys here. We're gonna need to tee them off. 2 pairs of wires, 2 pairs of these guys. I think should be good. But we gotta get those blinker wires. We got them, but where are the packs? Are they in here? Or are they not? These are the mirrors. These are the handlebar controllers, old ones anyway. So I can't find those guys yet. Let's see what I don't think I brought them inside. Probably left them out here because we were going to use them. I don't think they're in here, are they? No, they're not in here. So, where are you guys? These are pretty much all our storage supply stuff. They're not in there. Huh. There's a pack of 2 of these guys, right? We're gonna replace these guys out with the reflective one. I mean the light up one, just for the sake of installing them. But where I put it, I don't know. They just disappeared. He keeps stepping all over this place. Alright, so I don't see it in here. Alright, I'll be back. Hopefully I'll find it and then I'll tap into those wires as well.